There's 2 new songs within the past week, which is okay. I'll save it.
Wow. Welcome to the Guys podcast. We talk about Japanese music and music news. And last Rockstars broke up, everyone.
Yeah,
they're the last
literally
Rockstars.
the week
What are we gonna do?
Released a new single yesterday. I'm so confused.
Well, they're breaking up, bro.
Wow, that's so sad.
Did they say
rock and roll's over?
yeah, that
no
killed
more.
it, right? Like they were holding the fort
There's
down.
no more rock stars.
You know, I can't even talk shit because Dichotic did the same thing.
What?
We released 2 songs and it's kind of like just over now.
Oh yeah, he did.
Well, I guess tell us why that happened.
You know why? Because the last Rockstars broke up, so they were the last of the Rockstars. So I was like,
I couldn't hold it together.
I can't rock out anymore because they were the last.
Rock is over, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm checking out Psycho Love.
What's that? One of the songs?
Oh, that was the single from last week.
Last week?
6 days ago. And then they did one for Tekken 8.
for Tekken 8.
Yeah, like literally yesterday. Which
Man, I can't believe they're still making Tekken games, honestly.
I'm surprised. I actually don't hate the Tekken one. Like, it sounds kind of cool, but it's a little too long because it just keeps repeating the same thing over and over again.
So
but
what I'm getting from this song.
It sounds more actual like heavy rock than the other 2 songs, from what I remember.
This wasn't bad, but
yeah. So, well, we got a little bit of news. Miyave kind of gave this away a bit. Pretty much just letting us know there was problems. So he's like, I'm sorry for the surprise regarding the band announcement. I think some fans have guessed since last year. So I guess there was speculation about them breaking up last year. I didn't even realize. I really love spending time with the 4 of us. I learned a lot from him, and I still respect him to this day. I think he's talking about Yoshiki right here. Don't worry, it wasn't a big fight. In fact, I wanted to fight more. I wanted to butt heads. I want rock the world. I too was really committed to working on this project. Competing on a global scale is not an easy task, and it's something you can do easily, which is kind of crazy because all their shows sold out. I mean,
yeah.
How hard was it? I mean, they could have just kept going and been fine.
Yeah.
So he says, we met as kids and wanted to form a band together. I wanted to fight more. I will always love and respect you guys. I'm not in a position to say this, but this is a project that brings together wonderful artists. So I hope that it will be carried out with care, and I will continue to support it. So does that mean Last Rockstars are going to keep going? That's what it sounds like.
It sounds like he's leaving.
Yeah, it sounds like just he's leaving, right? Then he goes on and says,
that's what it sounds like.
Thank you for the beautiful view. It was an honor to rock with you all. Yoshiki, Hyde, Sugizo, and everyone else. Love you all, the Last Rockstars. So, but the other members, Yoshiki and Hyde, I believe, also posted about it, not being a thing anymore either.
Really?
Yeah. And
maybe these guys need to communicate.
It sounds like they were getting along too well, and that was the problem. They needed to fight more.
They wanted to fight more.
Hey, guys, I think we need to fight more. I think that's our problem, too. We need to fight more.
Well, we were fighting just before this podcast. That's why we went ahead and went on.
Yeah. You got to fight it.
It was a misunderstanding. That's why I started doing audio to you guys. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just going to start doing audio because.
No, dude, it was my fault. I had completely forgot. My memory only lasts like a week now.
We literally broke up just before we went live.
This is our reunion show.
Expect a new song to drop yesterday.
We're back, everybody.
Our second reunion.
I don't even think people knew we were going live
Of course,
today.
people are expecting us at 9:30, not quarter after.
All right, so I went on the Wikipedia just to see what was updated on the Last Rockstars, and they've got former member Miyave, but they've got the rest of them still as current members. So it looks like it's just Miyave leaving.
Wow, that is fascinating.
Oh, here we go. On November 12th, 2024, it was announced that Miyave had left the band. So they are. So there you go, Wave. That's why they're still putting out music. They were trying to get it in
Okay.
under the Miyavi umbrella before he left.
Maybe I should
Okay.
join him. I could slap my guitar around.
Yeah, do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
You could also play power chords, so I don't think it'll
I
be
can
very
do that
hard for you
too.
to play their songs.
I'm a multi-skilled guitar player.
Multi-skilled guitar player.
I
don't-
slap
don't-
it around and play power chords. I can slap power chords.
I can
don't even
pick
know how
and
to take
fret.
that.
Yeah, I could pick too. I mean, I'm not screwing around here. I can.
Both hands at the same time? Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow.
I can even stand up and do it.
Wow.
Listen, we tease the last Rockstar since they came out, and every once in a while I feel bad about it because they're legends out there. But this has always felt like a legacy deal anyway. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it hasn't really ever felt to me like, hey, here's this new band. It felt more like, Kiss going on tour, except if Kiss went on tour with like AC/DC members and like Led Zeppelin members. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't really feel like a full, like, brand new band to me, especially since they were playing like covers of their other bands that they've been in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not heartbroken over this, but hey, good for them for like, doing their gimmick for, and still trying to keep it going after Miyabi leaves.
I mean, I want to find the other posts. If anyone have other posts from the other members, because there was other members were saying something. So maybe they were just saying bye to Miyavi. Sounds like it. Who do you think they would bring in? You think they'd bring Konami in this?
No.
No
This
girls
is the
allowed.
last Rockstars.
No
I mean, they
girls
should.
allowed, man.
You mean
But
Mike
maybe some of the
Tyson?
music could be interesting.
Fuck.
Would they be able to keep up with her?
I think so, actually. I think they'd be able to keep up with it. See, here's the thing with the last Rockstars. They're talented musicians. It's one of those things where you see what they put out, right? But then you watch them rock out on their own. You're like, why don't you put that in your songs? Just because they dumb it down sometimes. Just like with Billy Joel from Green Day. That guy can shred, but he never does it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mhm.
So
It's the same with like almost every pop singer too, who are actually really talented singers usually, but then like you listen to their songs and it's just like a bunch of breathy, airy, overproduced nonsense.
because
What's it?
Who's that fucking?
there's a lot of musicians out there though that are super talented, and sometimes you have to be super talented to even do these pop songs. Because if you think about it, a lot of people cannot write pop songs and make them catchy and make them blow up. They just struggle with it. So I think there is some understanding of music theory they have to have, or not always.
Yeah, but to
so.
be fair, a lot of them don't write their own music, or they
Exactly, I
are
was
part
just
of like
about
an
to say that.
8-member team.
I was
It's always
ju-
like you look at the credits and it's like 8 fucking people and like 2 of them are music groups, and
Yeah.
you're like, how many people actually wrote this song? Like, what did each person write one note?
Yeah, and
I don't know
that's
how they do
exactly
that.
what I was about to say. One of the songs that had 8 producers for like the Beyonce song or something
Music
like
by
that.
committee.
Yeah. I don't even like who's doing what. I've never understood that because like if somebody like writes the verse, right? Is somebody else then picking up the pre-chorus, or is it like they just hand it off to somebody else and they
Listen.
had like a synth over it or something, and then they hand it over to somebody else and they just like chop it up or some shit, and then it's just a
That's
camel.
what Rick Beato was talking about.
But having 8 producers is pretty impressive. Imagine trying to get along with 8 people to create a song.
Dude, I doubt they have to be in like the same room though. Like I doubt they even
They're probably
communicate with each
people that are
other.
just credited as producers because they allowed somebody to sample some of their shit.
That happens too.
Pro-
We'll
But
give you
there's
producer
a difference
credit. All
between
right, cool.
But there's a difference between the producer credits and the writing credits. And even under the writing credits, you'll see like a ton of names. And I don't understand how that could possibly help.
Yeah, but-
Unless it's like, maybe it's like each person that's like the drummer is in there, like whoever played the drums is in there, and then like whoever played the bass. But most of those songs don't even have real instruments. I don't know. I don't get it. I'll never get it.
Dude, this is the problem with Hollywood right now too, is there's too many people and there's no singular vision in like the stories they're telling. And it's
100%.
that way
dude.
with
That's like-
music.
Tell you what we did this weekend. We watched all the Indiana Jones movies. I'm watching like Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I'm like, there will never be another movie hero like this ever. You can't, because you can't just have a guy who does things and not have some fucking like.
It's also the
That
studios
was
getting
realistic,
involved.
like, dude, it was just happy watching this movie. It was just a movie. Like, this is a really cool show. Now it's got to be based on a story or
Like I enjoyed my nonsense. I didn't need you to go any further with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you look at like you know that Suicide Squad movie was like the perfect example of that, where it was like they wrote it and then they gave it to the studio, not the Suicide Squad, the one with Will Smith, and then they gave it to
Yeah.
the studio, and the studio chopped it up and gave it to other people to add new scenes and stuff, and it ended up being this just like disheveled mess that nobody liked. It got terrible ratings and reviews, and they had to remake it 2 years later. You know, it's too many
Same
people.
with the Justice League.
Nobody wanted it. Nobody was like waiting for it, but they did it anyway. Then,
yeah, what? Yeah.
Same thing with like what Wade was saying. The comparison of music is kind of the same way. It's like just let a dude. I listened. Elliot came in. He's like, hey, I was looking at music on YouTube. He's like, hey, look up Tyler Childers. So I'm like, all right. So look it up, and it's just a dude. Like his album he put out is just him and a shitty microphone and his guitar.
Yeah, we
and
love
it
that
sounds
guy.
horrible, but it's amazing. I wrote a fucking song because I was like, this is inspiring. Like I just sat down, I wrote a whole fucking song last night. And it's like, this is what I used to do, is just sit and write to like tell a story or something. And but he's got a following, but if the wrong person gets a hold of that, they're gonna want to add all these stupid fucking Nashville writers that they're just gonna make it sound like everything else.
That's I mean, that's a good point. Just I've been struggling getting back into writing, but finally I'm finally back into it, but it's just a bunch of riffs. It's just turned into a bunch of riffs now.
I've been doing a lot of shit online where I'll write something, and I've been building songs from coming up with shit like live, but it's a lot harder to do that and then apply lyrics to it for me. If I start with lyrics, the rest of it just fucking comes.
Just
flows like it's easy.
That's the way to do it, because you already have what story you're trying to tell. Then you can make music around it that complements that, instead of trying. It's so hard to compose music first and then try to force lyrics into it.
I mean, I guess it depends on like, what your mentality is, because for me, it was like, I've never written a lyric in my life, so like I was always just writing stuff that I thought sounded cool, and then I would hand it off to my vocalist, and I'd say, hey, put whatever lyrics you think sound like they make sense with this kind of like tone or whatever. But like, I agree with you in the sense that when you do look at like those like, look at the pop scene out there, right? Like all the songs pretty much sound the same, especially nowadays, with like the overproduced synthesizers and like the airy like sort of background. Like you can't have dynamics in songs anymore. It's just like this steady like going on in the background. And it's like, if you are handing a song that actually means something to you over to like 8 other people to like write on it, how much sentimentality actually is able to be retained throughout that process at that point, right? Like, especially if you're not writing all the lyrics yourself. So it's like a group of people coming together, putting this mishmash of like sounds and words together to try to like please the algorithm of society, right? Because that's like what half of music is nowadays. It's like pleasing the people just for the sake of like, keeping that sort of momentum going or whatever. And it's like how much sentimentality actually remains after all of that, after it goes through dozens of filters and gets put onto the airwaves. It's hard to retain it.
Going back to the last Rockstars, Wikipedia has updated, and it does show Miyavi as past members. But this is something I didn't know. The group members Yoshiki, Sugizo, and Miyavi were previously part of a short-lived rock supergroup called Skin in 2007. So they were familiar with each other before then. So Hyde was technically the only thing added, and they just called themselves the last Rockstars afterwards. Which is interesting. I didn't know that. They were in other projects.
Yeah, me neither. I guess they just didn't get the promotion that they didn't care about the promotion as much. Maybe that was more of like a heartfelt like attempt from them, while Last Rockstars was more of like the advertised, we're out here to like, make a splash type of deal.
Yeah, for sure. But again, who do you guys think they would replace them with? That's in that age group, I'm assuming they were going for someone in the age group. That's what it seems like. Maybe not. I think Miyavi is the youngest.
They probably won't.
I mean,
studio musician come in and play whatever, and I don't know.
If you look at this too, I thought this was interesting. You have like Sugizo and Miyavi, they both did bass and guitars. I was like, okay. And then he did violin.
I don't know.
Where-
Bring in Sinister Gates.
Yeah.
They might need to be Japanese, I think.
Can he? I don't know.
Like
I'm trying to
because,
remember like where I heard violin in the last Rockstars.
I think it's like the background music is what they're
Okay.
referring to. Yeah, all the backing tracks that are going in there. All right, guys. Nemophila dropped a heartfelt new song, and pretty sure it's about her newly born child.
Yeah,
And Champ hated it.
I didn't hate it.
Classic.
Alan says that about every song that I listen to.
I'm just setting you up. I'm just starting shit, you know.
Who's listened to it out of the four of us?
I listened to it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really good.
Okay, we've all heard it now. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good mix of recording. I liked it because the ballad felt more in touch with, Mayu. Mayu singing from the heart on that one, where the other ballads were really good too, but this was really connected, it felt like to me. Felt like a Nemophila ballad. It didn't sound too similar to other things, but Champ mentioned it sounded like what, Yellow Card? Is that what you said?
It sounds like a Yellow Card song to me.
Now I can't unhear that, but other than that, I thought it was a solid song,
Thankfully, I
man.
don't know Yellow Card too well, so I'll listen
Same.
to it. It's a Nemophila song.
Yeah, it could just be Nemophila to you. I mean, it's not exactly like that. Listen, for me, it's like it was a solid, like, I like when they do stuff like, I think they're good at pretty much everything that they try to do. You know what I mean? Like whenever they like kind of dab into a different genre or whatever, like I think that they pull it off, generally speaking. I'm sure it was like very sentimental and stuff like that. But I just like turned on, I was like, new Nemophila song, cool. Like, and I was like in a metal mood, and it was just the opposite of that. And I was like, damn, that kind of sucks.
Well, I mean, the
And
scenes of a
dude, I've been
baby in
looking
the
forward to
beginning.
new stuff.
Go ahead.
What? I
No, go ahead.
was looking forward to new stuff from the four members. Like, I want to hear them do like metal shit, and then it came out. I'm like, oh. So I didn't listen to it until today because it came out and I've been just busy as hell. And but, yeah, it's a super solid song, but I do want to hear other stuff from it.
It was nice seeing, Mayu playing guitar with them, in the
Yeah,
music
it's
video.
cool.
Yeah, that makes me excited because we are going to get a better, maybe double layering of guitars in the future. So I'm looking forward to hearing that, see what it develops to. But it definitely feels like what Sam said in the chat. Felt like Life version number 2. It did.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was like the same
Which is-
key of that song.
Yeah, which is great. Still, in the right moment, it's going to be a fantastic song for somebody.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
And again, like it's like she's definitely singing from the heart. Like she definitely
Oh,
wrote
yeah.
this from like something that means the most to her in this world right now. So you're gonna like as an artist, you should do that. Just for my personal preference, because they had the missing member. They lost a member last year, I think it was, or earlier this year, and I've just been like kind of like what Ryan just said. Like I want to see what they're capable of in like the hard rock metal world without the missing member. So putting out something slow, I was just like, oh no, I just gotta wait until the next time
we
they put
had
out
all those
another song.
other songs before,
Well, they put out the first song that they put out.
I thought that was badass.
I felt like it was, you could really tell that there was a missing guitar in it. What was the name of that first track that they dropped?
I
Do you
thought
guys remember?
that song was great. I thought it was a perfect way to introduce just having that one guitar in there.
We talked about it at the time. You guys liked it better than I did.
Yeah. It's
But my
called-
problem with it was I felt like you could tell that they were writing around the fact that they didn't have a second guitarist.
Right.
So-
right.
And so I wanted to see if the next song that they put out in that genre, it would give me the same feeling that they were trying to write around it versus like writing something new that acknowledges that they're not there, like
But
a different approach to it.
Here we had two guitars though. I felt like there was those two different guitars. You could hear the rhythm on the left side that was really good. And then I really love the tone of the leads. There's like some leads hidden underneath in this song that are really great. I wish it was a little bit higher. So I feel like it did the opposite of what you were expecting, Champ. We went into, okay, here it is with two guitars again, instead of just one guitar. Wait, what did you think?
I liked it. I thought the drumming was really cool and like, it I felt like, yeah, it was a ballad, but it was a really elevated form of a ballad. You know, Nemophila doing a ballad,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I thought it was
I mean-
really touching. The only thing that I didn't love about it was um, you know, the AI photo things. I don't know.
Uh,
Those just give me the creeps. But otherwise,
AI
on the
photo.
I really
video?
enjoyed it.
Where
In the music video.
is it?
Yeah,
AI
it's
photo?
got like their childhood photos, and then they used AI to animate them.
Oh, I didn't
Oh.
even notice.
That's pretty bad. That
wasn't
sounds
paying attention.
badass.
Yeah, I only noticed because I've been like, for some reason, my YouTube's been recommending me like videos of old pictures from like the late 1800s being animated. So
Yeah.
like I'm used to
What?
seeing them.
That's so crazy.
I have not gotten a single recommendation of that, man.
What are you watching?
I don't know, dude. My algorithm is a mess.
Dude, I pull up YouTube on my TV and it has like 2 rows of stuff, and then it has a refresh button. I'm like, what is going on? There's usually like fucking rows and rows of shit.
It's just broken
Wait,
now.
is this
They're
it
just
right
giving up.
here?
Nemophila's got a new album coming out next month, right? 22nd
Yeah.
or January.
Yeah, and it's like a
Not
full
bad.
album. It's like I
Yeah,
think it's a
10
10
songs?
song album. Yeah,
Is-
so there's gonna be and God is gonna be on there. This one's gonna be on there, and there was one more that they released. I
Is
can't
this
remember
the
name.
animated part right here? The AI part?
I think so.
There's not his old video.
That's what I
Who knows, man? It looks real to me. Like that's fucking
Just
awesome.
don't know anymore.
That's just so good. If that's AI, I'm like, wow. I'm gonna start uploading pictures of just doing that.
Whoa.
Oh, I'll tell you, man. AI is very capable of doing something that's that small nowadays. Just like a scene where things move a little bit.
I
But
think those
I
are.
don't know
I
if
don't
it
think that's
is.
AI wave.
that's not AI. That's her actual baby.
That's the new baby.
Yeah.
That's the new.
It was more towards the end.
New baby.
Yeah. Well,
What did they put out recently? Got God.
God was the first one, and then there was one in
Yeah.
between that and the one that they just put out. I don't
Was
remember
there?
what it was.
The cover.
Oh, they had 6 fingers, or 3 or
Never
6
cut
fingers. Is
cover.
Mikoto
No,
said in
he's
the
just
chat?
saying.
No, he's just asking.
Oh, okay. I mean, it doesn't look AI to me, Wave, but I would love to. If you
Watch
have
the
time
full
stamp-
video. You'll see what I'm talking about.
All right,
Because
all right.
you can tell when it's just a fixed shot and the camera's not really moving at all, and stuff's moving.
You're giving me too much credit, bro. I might not. I might not know. I might not notice.
I don't know if I'd notice either, to be totally honest.
Oh man, but yeah.
Oh,
like-
I gotta
Enigma.
watch it all.
Enigma
I'm gonna
was
do
the
like
other song.
a proper listen to it and hear what's going on.
Yeah, did you hear what I said? Enigma was the other one that they released, right?
Oh yeah, that
but
that's
just
an
old
came
one.
out.
that's an
right?
old one. Yeah.
Wait.
Isn't that
No.
old?
Oh, they just dropped the official live video. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. It's
Oh,
just
oh,
official
that's why.
live.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
it's got Saki in the video.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't
What?
watch him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
They got,
from
like, 2 songs.
it's from 6 months ago. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, I mean, listen, like you know how I feel about Nemophila. I think that they're one of the best out there. I just when you go through like a big shift like they've gone through, I think your fans are like sitting there waiting to see what's going to happen next. And
Mhm.
as
Yeah.
like a metal fan, I'm like, I just want to see them put out some metal songs and see what happens, you know. But I guess in a
Progress?
month, you know, we'll hear the rest. Oh,
Yeah,
progress.
and
Progress.
I've been
was the
kinda
other one.
Thinking like they're before. Okay, what was we talked about before when Nemophilia's kind of dropped off? They weren't doing nothing, and then they came out and said that Saki left. And here lately, on one of my streams, I'm like, dude, if I'm kind of worried because it's like, what is going on? Like they haven't really. They put out some covers and stuff, but I want to hear new shit. But then they did that live for their live stream, I think, where they talk about new album and stuff. So I was
Yeah.
glad to see it. This means they've been working on it.
Yeah, so they got the
Mhm.
album coming out, and then January 22nd, it
Progress.
looks like 2025, and then they're going on tour in Japan right after that.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Right.
You know what the problem is? They came out so hot in their first year that we got like used to that serious
Yeah.
momentum and steam that they were going
Weekly
on.
covers.
The second they had like any break, we were like, "Oh my god, what happened to them?" Like they're gone.
Yep. Yeah, I
But
think we
okay, cool. I'm excited to hear their new album, man. Like I really want to see. I wonder if Saki's
Did I miss
on any of
progress?
the recordings. I know Wave saw progress because he did a reaction to it.
I did a reaction also, I think.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
So that one didn't do anything for me because I don't remember it. So
I don't think there was a music video. It was just like audio, right?
Oh, that's
I don't.
yeah, it's that EP they released. I
So you have
remember
to
doing
go
a
to the
review of this.
releases. That's
Yeah,
a
did I not?
single from 2 months ago.
Oh, I thought it was off
But
that
it's
album.
not like in their videos. You have to go to the releases.
That's
You know,
right.
where they
That's
like their
right.
distributor puts it.
Yep, that's right.
I hate when that happens. It makes me feel so bad for the band. Like it, it's just kills the view count for them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the one.
They definitely got like when you I feel like when you release a single, you definitely need to make some type of video to post on your channel besides just the album art.
Yeah,
to
even
get
just like
any interest in it.
a visualizer or a lyric video or something like
Yeah.
that, you know, just so that the YouTube picks it up.
For
Yeah.
sure. Cookie Monster was saying too, Maya had COVID and laryngitis for like a month and a half right when they were coming back. That's true. I remember that happening. She was really sick. And that's going to put a huge damper. We don't know how it goes with vocals. And we're talking about like you have to put something for the Nemophila thing. They still got 47,000 views on this. I mean, not too bad.
Oh yeah.
Just album art.
I mean, like, it's just YouTube doesn't promote these. You have to go actively
True.
seek them out usually.
Yeah.
Like even big channels, like I think I was just looking at Malay's channel, and she has like releases on there with a couple thousand views, and she's got like 1 million subs, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
if that's
So
the,
it's just
if,
like-
that, if that's the case, Wave, that's even more impressive. That people like 47,000 people went out to seek this out. I mean, of course, they probably played it more than one time. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Because they had to go out of their way to get it. It really shows how dedicated their fan base is too for them.
Yeah, new song.
And hey, I'll say this: I think Maya's voice sounded really, really good on all three of these songs. I think that she sounded better, just progressively, like as time has gone on. Because my favorite vocals were in the last album that they dropped, and these three songs, I think she sounds really good doing the three different styles that she's doing, especially since she's added the really deep, like sort of like full, you know, that she used to just have that high pitched scream. Now she's got the deep growl, the high pitched scream, and the clean and raspy vocals when she's singing. So I think that she's come a long way. This song, I just kind of refreshed myself on progress. Now I remember listening to it. It is definitely like a progressive metal in the verse, and then like really poppy sort of chorus.
Yep.
And it's good. It's a nice sound.
I love that song. That's a great song. I was hearing a part. I'm like, how did I forget about this? Literally adding it to my list right now.
Yeah, I could do without the chanting. I know I say this a lot of the times when these bands do the chanting. That always throws me off a little bit when they're like, "Hey, oh, how do you da,
Guys,
da, da, da."
I just discovered something. Did you guys know you could do this? You can hit this ask button on the video to ask like a question about the video in here, and I'll pop it up.
What?
Yeah. How
That
many?
must be like brand new today.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that
I don't
weird?
have
What's
that.
going on? And you're on the single or like?
Yeah, I'm on the Nemophila's
the video?
Dichotic channel, Progress. So, what's this song's
where did
message?
you have to do to make that happen?
Yeah, it's this little button that says ask. And then you can ask things about it. So, what is this song's message? Let's see what it says. Some new AI thing. Yeah, here it is.
It's AI answers.
The song.
I do not have this.
You ready?
option.
The song seems to be about
It's on there.
overcoming self-doubt and finding the strength to move forward. I would think I would agree with that. Here are some key lyrics that support this. Everything you. Oh my god, this is crazy. You can AI
This video was
ask
about
for-
finding your inner strength and power. That's what my AI said over here in Indiana.
Why
Damn.
don't I have this AI thing that you guys have?
Is it only on this
You don't have
video?
ask next to download?
No. Wait,
Oh.
I don't. Wait, download.
On the
No, I
screen,
have
we
share and clip.
Oh, Ryan, we have YouTube Premium. Maybe that's why.
No, I
Oh.
do
I
too.
got
Underlings.
premium.
No, I have
I-
premium too.
Oh, you
I
do?
literally have.
No.
Well, you're in New Jersey though, so that's probably why. Just kidding.
Oh, yeah,
I really.
The Midwestern states just
I
love
literally
AI.
just
One of
have
mine.
share, download, clip, save, report. Like What the heck?
I
Must
don't-
be only trying it on limited accounts.
Maybe the
Yeah.
AI on my computer has heard me talk so much shit about AI that it was like, fuck this guy. We're not giving him this option.
Same.
I truly feel it's because you're in New Jersey. It has to be the reason.
I'm
Dude,
thinking
this is
it's probably a slow rollout. Usually what they do with these social media apps is they like start it in one place and then it slowly over the course of months rolls out to everybody else.
Yeah.
So I'll probably
Right.
get it in like 3 months.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, this is
like
pretty
a small
cool, though.
test group.
How
See
many?
how it goes first.
I'm really surprised nobody's like done YouTube videos just based off of this.
Mm.
Guys, look, because I just brought up my brightest star deep dive I did here this week. And I did
Okay.
that. And it's like this video is a deep dive into the song Brightest Star by BAND-MAID. The YouTuber Rymer analyzes the song structure and musicianship. I talk about Konami and it even says Ryan struggles to fully understand Misa's bass playing, even with the help of separated tracks from Alan, a Patreon supporter who provides them for free. Ryan concludes that Misa is a wizard on the bass and that Brightest Star is one of his favorite BAND-MAID songs due to the incredible bass line.
What the heck, dude?
Yeah, dude. You don't even need to watch the video. Just,
I don't know how I feel about
Ryan-
this, man.
Ryan-
Like, they're like,
wait a minute.
Ryan
they're
literally
just like
told
straight up talking about you. Like,
Ryan literally told me those exact things over the phone. It's like it read his mind.
or it heard him. It didn't
even
need to read his
timestamps.
mind because these
Well, hopefully-
fucking assholes are spying on us.
Guys, use the AI ask thing. It timestamp stuff that I don't have to go through and put in fucking chapters. Screw that.
Jason, we could just get rid of descriptions completely now.
Dude,
Nobody reads them
seriously.
anyway.
all my descriptions are AI. I always do AI summary.
God.
I'm like, hey, give me a summary of my video, and then it gives me.
Is that
summary
from
of the video.
vidIQ or
No, I use ChatGPT. I just
Chat-
like type in
oh.
the transcript and say, do a summary of what this video is about, and then it gives me a summary. I just posted in there.
what's a
Lazy
transcript?
bastard.
Just kidding. Dude, you'd like type up how do you get your transcripts from your reaction videos?
It does it automatically now.
Yeah, you just grab it in the subtitles. Just copy the whole
Oh,
entire
on
transcript
YouTube?
from there. Yeah, when you're uploading video, just copy it
okay.
all. And I even put in there too, like with Descript, I say put in the style of me because it already knows who I am because I inputted my voice over it, so it just gives how I would talk back. So
Nice.
yeah.
I just realized we have a description on our page right now. It says we're going to talk about the Wings of Pegasus today, so maybe we should. Hey, Wings of
we're not.
Pegasus,
How's
how
that-
you doing?
Hey,
Must have been
AI,
used
that was
details.
AI.
Are we?
AI did that, okay? All right.
We can
That
blame
was-
AI for everything that,
That
we
was
fuck
not.
up
That
on
was
now.
not. Exactly. Exactly, champ.
AI
Uh-huh.
doesn't make mistakes.
I swear I did not reuse the settings from the last video. It was AI that did it this whole time.
Well, technically, we just talked about Wings of Pegasus. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's-
There
yeah.
we go.
Wings of
We didn't
Pegasus.
He
mention-
has pretty hair.
Yeah, he does have pretty hair. You're right.
Yo, he's been
And
catching.
he talks about the first take. There we
he's,
go.
He's
We
been
fulfilled
catching
our
a
duty.
lot of slack. He put up a
well,
message
turns
somewhere.
out Taylor Swift is a bunch of bullshit.
Dude, yeah, you can't make a video about Taylor Swift without getting
Dude, he
You know.
took two concerts, two different concerts, started them in time. An hour and a half later, it was exactly they were still synced up. You can listen to them right and left, and it's fine. Which means
Oh, wow.
none of that shit's fucking live, dude.
Wait, none of it at all. Like, didn't lower her voice
No.
behind it. Oh shit.
She uses auto tune live,
Oh yeah.
so
Well,
she's
that-
singing, but it's auto tuned, and all the everything else is backing tracks.
yeah.
Is anyone
it's fine,
surprised
dude.
though?
That's common though to sing with autotune on. Unfortunately.
I know.
For like mega
but, you
pop
know.
stars, yeah.
Well, no, not even that. Bands
But
I've
no,
toured
it's the
with.
millions of people that think she's up there just performing awesome shows, and she's fucking not.
Yeah. Do people
She's
really?
doing a stage production.
I got a question, right? Do you think people really feel like they notice or care about it? Because sometimes I feel like people go to these live shows, they just don't care if it's auto tune or not.
Hey, I've said this about people that like pop music already. They don't give a shit
Yeah.
whether it's being done correctly or live or whatever. They don't care. They just want to see it and hear it. It's candy. So that's what makes
Yeah.
them happy. And that's fine. I mean, dude, I'm not going to knock. I'll knock her for saying she's performing live when she's not. If you use an auto-tune live, then you don't need to fucking sing well. So whatever, like that doesn't mean you're a good singer. She can, but if you hide your vocals live, then you're not that confident in what you're singing. If it's because your choreography is too complicated, I guess that's something. But when you have a thing where it's just you and your acoustic guitar and it's still fucking auto-tuned, Come on, dude.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no.
I don't.
I mean,
I
she's
don't
a
have a
fucking
problem
billionaire.
with
What am
it.
I? Who am
It's-
I to say? But don't go out there and pretend like, because she clapped back at Dave Grohl because he said something about them not playing, and she's like, "Oh, we do play." It's like, no, you fucking don't.
That's the issue. Yeah, and that's the issue for
Her
I think
band
all
plays.
of us. That's the issue for all of us,
The
right?
band doesn't even play.
Is that she
Really?
lies about it? That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't have a problem with her doing it. Just don't lie about it. Like the freaking Ken Tamplin thing. His whole
Yeah,
thing
dude.
was that he's definitely singing live.
Did he admit it when he didn't sing all of it live?
Oh, I don't remember.
He kept fighting it, trying to make excuses, and then it's like he
I'm-
started deleting videos.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm embarrassed about the whole Ken Tamplin thing because he was the first person I used for voice lessons. I was like,
Yeah.
and it helped me. I can't complain. I learned a lot. So that was the first vocal coach I used when he was a lot cheaper, and that's how I started doing vocals was because of him. So that was really sad to see that. I was like, damn, that fucking
Well, it
sucks.
sucks when you got somebody who's talented and can't admit like they can't hit the notes they used to hit, and just saying, "Yeah, I can't hit those anymore because I'm old."
Yeah,
But here's how you can hit those notes. Here's how you can sing better. You can still teach someone how to sing,
yeah.
but you're gonna get caught.
It's just
Yeah. Again, it's just the lying that is the problem.
Yeah, because the reality is you can't sing perfect every single show.
No.
Unless you're really, really, really taking care of yourself. You have to be like on point. If you live in the U.S., you're not taking care of yourself. you're doing something wrong, even if you're trying to do the right thing here.
If you're breathing the air and drinking the water, you're screwed.
You're fucked. Yeah, exactly. You're fucked. Some way or another. Like we were talking about before the podcast was the LNMT that Wave and I were taking or whatnot, and it like just ended up being all bullshit. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
a
a
great
whole
example
different
of that.
conversation.
Yeah, a whole different conversation.
But
so.
yeah, you just never. There's so many like legal loopholes where people are able to lie to you about what they're doing legally. It's just never know.
What I
Dan.
miss?
What are we talking about?
I don't know. So the last thing I heard was, well, Taylor Swift sucks.
And then you're like, I'm out.
My computer,
missing my girl
the AI
Taylor
heard
Swift.
it and was like, oh, we can't say that.
I know my computer was about to die too right now. I was like, oh fuck, I better get this up and running here.
I've even defended Taylor Swift, like just in what she does and how famous she is. Whatever, man. I mean, she's put into work. I know that. You don't have a production like she has without putting in a shitload of work. Just don't freaking lie about it.
Yeah.
It's a musical play is basically what she's doing. She does it really well.
I mean, her whole brand kind of seemed like it was built on authenticity, girl next door. And then,
I
it's
guess
grown into what she is
Oh.
now.
But at what point do we just like, instead of blaming the individual artists, blame the shifting culture in the music industry and just say this is what everybody fucking does now?
Dude, I don't know. I think she could put out an acoustic album with a microphone or guitar and every fan of hers would fucking buy it.
100% they would. And
so that's
she
on
has
her,
put
right?
out this last album like 4 times, hasn't she? There's like 4 different versions of it out right now. She's Linkin Parking this over here. But like, I just, I do like, I'm
Please
with you.
liar.
Like that shouldn't happen, right? Like, and they should be honest and upfront about it. I remember last year we covered that one show. Remember when, who was it? I want to say Cardi B threw a microphone at a fan or something like that. And then, but like the song kept playing like after she threw, and you're just like, I mean, they're not even trying to cover it up. You know what I mean? So like, we've entered a point in society, like not to get too deep on the anthropological front, but we've entered a point in society where people are just willing. Look at the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight the other night.
Yeah.
I mean, did any of you guys watch it? Because it was definitely
couldn't.
not real.
It wasn't real.
They were not trying to knock each other out. They even asked Jake Paul at the end, "Were you trying to knock Mike out?" He goes, "Well, I was
really
trying
hard.
to hurt him a little,
Wait.
but I was scared he was going to hurt me too." It's like they blatantly admit they're not trying to win the fight.
Really quick though. So are we saying Milli Vanilli was ahead of its time? For sure.
yes.
And they should be
Ashley
exonerated and
Simpson-
given their award back.
Dude,
Yeah.
Ashley Simpson's
Yes,
career was
I
ended
agree.
for that SNL skit that she did where she got caught
The
and she did the
hoedown.
little hoedown.
Did a jig
Yeah.
and then
But like, I mean, this is what everybody does now. That poor girl must be sitting at home going, "Fuck these people!" Like, I got my career was ruined from this.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but then I'll tell you what, you go watch that. You watch Christina Aguilera come out on Sabrina Carpenter's stage the other night, and she's fucking singing her ass off. No bullshit about that. So there are still real artists out there. You just gotta find them. You know, you gotta find them.
We know where they are.
Yeah.
Man.
They're not on the first take. We know that.
What? I thought those were all authentic and real.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like the Tyson Jake Paul thing, 50,000 people went, millions of people watched it. It was definitely fake, and society just accepts it. They just go, yeah, they're gonna bitch about it, but guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna show up to the next fight and they're gonna watch that one too. So at what point do we blame ourselves for just being this accepting society of all of these flaws and saying we're okay with everything being fake and lying to us?
I mean, yeah, if
You
you're
know?
watching, you're saying it's okay. It's like the Johnny Somali thing. Like he's facing all that stuff in Korea and everything. And I'm like, well, people keep watching those fucking videos. And then
I
Japan.
know. I thought about that, dude. I'm like, good, this guy's a piece of shit. He deserves to be in jail. And then I'm like, wait, he still has so many people watching him.
Yeah, like
That's
what about
insane.
those people? Like they're putting them up there. They're saying, "Please do this for us. We need you to do this for us." And it's just like
They don't care.
our society
I
dictates
don't ever watch
where
his
we go.
videos. I watch other people's videos about it.
Did you guys see the Japan's fighting back against foreigners, like being nuisances and stuff like that? They're putting up signs and everything saying no dancing. That Japan is not a entertainment park or whatnot. It's not like no circus acts. It says on the sign. I'll find the sign real quick. It's hilarious.
I saw it too. It was
Freaking
basically
Johnny
like
Somali's ruining
like,
everything for everybody.
Don't be a white person.
Well,
and come in here.
Somali learned from those videos. Like they show him copying the exact thing that was called out in Japan with other content creators. He literally copies them in his videos. So that's where he learned it from. The people before him.
I just don't want me to go there. I mean, luckily I have friends there now that I'm not gonna have to like wander around aimlessly and worry about being looked at, you know, like, oh shit, here's another American. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
it just sucks because there's gonna be people that won't go, or they're gonna go and have a different experience than some other people have because these fucking idiots want to go and just abuse the politeness and kindness that Japan shows people.
Yeah.
So it
It's gonna
says
ruin it.
no circus
And then-
performance here. Japan is not a theme park.
That is
Yeah.
not the one that I saw, which is actually really funny, which means
Where
that
is
this is
that
happening
posted?
more and more.
Dude.
It's in the train station or whatnot.
The fact that Japan showed him mercy and let him go, you know, after he did his apology, and then he goes to Korea and does the exact same thing.
Yep. That's
It's
when you
like-
lose any semblance of like forgiveness, right? Like you can mess up once as a young person, get caught, apologize, and actually, you know, try to change. But if you just go do the same thing again, then why should we give a fuck about you?
Well, I just talked about it on my Scene Speak
Yeah,
podcast
guilt.
about Japan because I'm planning on going there in February and I don't even want to go now because of this stuff. Because I'm like, damn,
No,
I'm gonna like
go.
stand
Go,
out like a
dude.
sore thumb. But Joey and I were talking about he goes there for months at a time, and he said, yes, we're seeing all this online, and it's definitely happening. But when I was over there, I didn't see anything crazy. The worst thing I saw was these people went into a corner to film, but they stayed out of the way of everyone. They're like, we're very respectful about it, and they just did it in the corner. And he was over there for a month because we have friends that live there, and he went and stayed with them. He said he didn't see anything crazy. So
Yeah.
also something to keep in mind. Yes, it's happening, but maybe not as much as we're seeing
I mean, we
online.
only hear like the worst of it. If you're
Yeah.
not, if you're being respectful, you're not being an asshole, you should be fine. I guess they're saying in the chat there's some tourism is now banned in the Asia district of Kyoto, and some other areas have been closed off. But it's
That's freaking
Japan
sad.
it's a really big place. I think it's like a big place compared to like the U.S. But once you get there, there's so much.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of places, and I haven't been to a lot of fucking places in Japan.
Yeah, and that's another thing is Joey never went to these places everyone's mentioning in the chat, so he probably didn't see a lot of it because he went to less tourist place because one of our good friends from high school lived there. So I'm sure he's going into parts where it's not big tourist areas. That's what I did in Mexico too. We went to places where people wouldn't go. I always found that more enjoyable because I remember I went to one of the beaches in Guadalajara where it was more touristy and it was fucking annoying, dude. Really annoying.
Yeah.
Because everybody's trying to sell stuff to them. It's just overly crowded. And I'm like, yeah, screw this. We're gonna go to other places.
That's what happens at every tourist location, right? Like that you don't want to go to tourist locations when you're visiting. And but I think you're onto something, Alan, when you say that, like, we're just seeing the worst of it, because like that happens here too, right? Like in America, where you go on Twitter and there's like some story about something happening, and then people act like that happens all the time everywhere. And then somehow they like blame, it turns into like a race thing or an ethnicity thing or whatever. And it's just people just extrapolate from one small event into like this larger scheme. And there's just, I doubt that they're walking around Japan just putting up, posters on every storefront saying, no Americans allowed. But hey, you have a bad experience every once in a while, then maybe you will put one up.
Yeah, for sure. Big Sam's boring things don't get clicks. For sure. Like, Joey and I have a blast talking about this stuff because it's hilarious, when we're talking about it. But at the same time, it's like, fuck, it's ruining it for everybody else, going over there. Just the stigma now against Americans going over there is going to be at an all-time high. Is unfortunate, I think.
Well, people that are not in America view Americans as, one entity. Like we are just an American, right? Like a lot of the time. So like when you see them talking online, like they'll just be like, these fucking Americans. And you're just like, there's like millions of people here, right? Like
I've been lately. These fucking Americans.
But it's like there's everybody's different, everybody's individuals, so it's like really hard to like put everybody into a box. But social media loves to put people into boxes. The only way that they can like actually, and it makes everything so much worse.
Because that's the thing is like you got to spend time out in the real world because like that's where you actually see what's going on. If you're just on social media all the time and they're controlling the narrative of your life, it's like you're not living in reality anymore. You're living in the world that they're constructing for you.
Touch grass ain't just a meme. Like we usually actually should go outside and touch some grass.
Well, that's why I got out. That's why I got back out to working again. I feel so much better having a job again, just because I'm actually going to places. I guess I didn't realize how much I needed it. Like going back into being a district manager has been great. I have more fun doing YouTube now. It's way better for me. It's just I needed to get out. I didn't realize how being confined into one space for so long was actually fucking with me. I'm like, nah, it's not messing with me. I go for walks and stuff, but I'm like, oh shit, no, I need to be interacting with people because I'm dying inside. That's just me though. That's how I am. So I was like, it's been so much better just dealing with different people, and it doesn't seem as bad as it has been being online all the time. Because after being online for 4 years, 2020, just doing this consistently for 4 years. And then when you go out in the world, you're like, oh, nobody knows nothing about what I'm talking about. Because I'll even bring it up. Hey, did you see this thing about that? They're like, what? Like, oh, okay. And these are, ranging from 18 to 40, They know nothing about it because they're just operating in the real world.
Yeah, because they're not chronically online. Like the people that you see that are online all the time, and like ourselves, unfortunately, sometimes.
Some of these kids are not chronically online either, by the way. A lot of them are just obsessed with music, certain like the shoegaze music and stuff I've been hearing about.
Oh,
like, they listen to some really interesting music, man. I was like, okay, this is different. This is not what I expected. It's very chill, laid back. And
that's my drum student's super into shoegaze.
Yeah. Like, all my kids are. They're all into it. They'll cover the song. So my youngest will play drums and the oldest plays guitar, and they're just like playing with his friends, and they'll try to cover some of those songs.
Nice. I love to hear that though. That just makes me happy.
But anyways, that's all I had for today, guys. If there's anything else you guys want to bring up.
I listened to that Saiseiga song that came out a month ago, and I thought it was pretty awesome. That was the first song that I heard from them. I've never listened to them before.
Really? After all my recommendations, you never went
after
and
all of
listened
them.
to them.
Yeah, well, why did I just did? So well, you win. Congratulations.
Strange Rain, is that what
I
you're talking about?
yeah, it was it was way heavier than I thought it was gonna be. I'm I really like the instrumentalists. I like the vocalists. Two of her three styles of singing.
Yeah.
I think I might need to get used to the more operatic style that she does during some of the verses.
Sure.
Like not that she's a bad singer, I wasn't ready for it. Like I wasn't expecting it to come out like that after she started the song by going,
Yeah, like
but,
her harsh vocals are so freaking guttural, dude.
yeah, they're really, really brutal. And then
Yeah.
she's like, "Why, and I was like, "Oh,
That's
man,
hilarious.
I gotta
That's
go
like my
back."
favorite part.
I'm sure, you know, like it was just
Ah.
I've only heard it once, you know, so like I just got thrown off. But the song itself was pretty nasty.
The last
Also
The-
just listen to the new PassCode track. Have any of you guys heard that?
no,
I didn't like
I
it.
think so.
you didn't like it.
It was really leaning towards their like sort of like you know how they're like half MIDI, half metal. It was like
Yeah.
really leaning towards the MIDI part of
Oh.
what they do. A little too much for my taste. It was like really chaotic, a lot of like not much melody to the vocals either. It sounded very like computerized type of sound for most of the song. And then I also just listened to what was the last one? There was one more that I just heard. Shit, what just came out recently, guys? What other band?
From Pass? Oh.
No, there was one other band that we listened to that just came out with another song a little while. Here we go. I got it here. Trident. Haha. Haha.
Oh, I didn't even know that came out.
Trident song.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that
So
came out.
they put they it was okay. It was an okay
Oh,
track.
Trident?
Yeah, it's called Haha.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got like a
Trident.
really brutal, like head banging bridge in the middle of it, and the rest of it's pretty okay.
That's really sad with Trident because I was really expecting more like that one song that they had put out that I just absolutely loved. It was like, what was it called? Not Spice. It was
Visa?
Spoopy. Like I was really hoping for more songs like Spoopy. And I
Did
know
they
that's
have some?
Dude,
They
I
have
don't know
some,
what.
but it's not their main sound.
I thought
I
Ha
know.
Ha was freaking awesome. But
Yeah?
that's
I've
just
liked
me.
the stuff they put
was
out
solid.
lately, man.
I like when metal rock music is blended with EDM, like inspiration.
Yeah.
Saw them in Japan. They're freaking amazing, dude. Live. Hold it all.
Yeah,
up.
I'm sure. Like, dude, their drummer is nasty, and the drums in that song are nasty also. Like, they're really talented musicians.
Mhm.
I'm just they're hit or miss for the actual writing of the songs for me. This one, like you said, Wave, like it is pretty heavily EDM influenced throughout the course of the song.
Yeah.
Too much for me. A little too much for me. And the last thing that I listened to was Creepy Nuts because everybody was listening to Creepy Nuts and I didn't
I
know
like
who they
Creepy
were.
Nuts.
And I wanted to know what the hell was going on. So I listened to their most recent one. It's only 1:40 long, and I was very confused about what I was hearing. And then I stopped listening to it.
Nice.
I've heard about. I like what I've heard. They got some rap going on, some hip hop. Right?
Are all their songs? Yeah, it was just rap. It was like just it was just a rap song.
Creepy Nuts?
Yeah, it was like called Otanoke or something like that. But yeah, it was not my style. I don't really understand why they're blowing up right now, if that's what they sound like.
Since
that sounds familiar, but I have no idea.
since Mike Shinoda is half Japanese, what do you guys think of the new Linkin Park? It counts, right?
Which-
Does that
Is
count?
that
There's
the
way too much Mike Shinoda in it.
which new Linkin Park?
They just dropped the whole album, and they've been putting out a new
Oh.
song every week.
I only heard the first single.
Heavy as the Crown is like the best one so far. I really enjoy that song. The rest are okay. Way too produced music behind her. She has such an incredible voice, and they just have all this music that's like very on the grid, very just perfection. And it's like it takes the soul out of it. She's singing this really meaningful song, and I just feel like the music did not lend to her voice whatsoever, in my
Well, when the
opinion.
guitarist is like, all right, but I'm not going to go tour with you. Just have somebody else play it. And it's pretty easy to fucking.
Did he write? Because sometimes I think he just wrote it on a MIDI track and gave it to the band and put it behind him.
Probably what they fucking did. Dude.
That's
yeah.
Well, but yeah,
That's
so
why
I'll
everything
stay with the
sounds
band, but I'm
the
not going to
same.
tour. Like, okay, awesome.
Mm.
I don't really.
That's an awesome gig.
I know Linkin Park means a lot to a lot of people, but the more I hear it, the more I'm like, yeah, now I know I didn't listen to it for the last 20.
Yeah. I agree with you, Ryan. I love the albums I grew up with, but I couldn't get into the stuff after those first two albums. I really couldn't. I tried to get into it. I just cannot. I don't know why. I love her voice too. That's the sad thing. I just feel like it's just one of those bands again where you have an incredible singer and just very, 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 very mediocre music in the background.
Dude, I'm just gonna say they bore the fucking shit out of me. Like Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory was interesting because it was unique and in its own right. Like it just sounded like them, and then everything else that came out after that sounded like them and that. And then I was like, okay, now I'm bored. Like I could do with 10 of those songs. I can't do with 50 of those songs. And I don't know.
Because I remember getting bored with Meteora also after a while. I listened to those albums for a good few months, and after that, I've never really gone back. It's kind of like I can hear one song and be like, oh, hell yeah, one song, I'm done. I just grew out of it. I grew out of it.
I think that those bands, like those, I hate to like kind of stick them in a box because I was just bitching about this before, but like those bands that like go mainstream and like want to stay mainstream typically don't take a lot of risks, and I just don't find them.
They definitely got a fucking formula, dude.
Yeah,
they stuck to it.
Like no offense, Linkin Park, but I'm putting you in the same category as Nickelback in 2024.
Dude, hold on. To give them credit, they do have an album that's completely weird and different, and not in a good way because I didn't like it, but They do have an entire album that is not the formula. I think
one with Jay-Z.
No. It's after that. Let me find the name of the album. But there is this album. I want to give it a chance. I'm going to listen to the rest of it. But the Hunting Party. I listened to the first song off of there, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I didn't post my reaction because it was not good review at all whatsoever.
Does Mike Shinoda rap on it?
I don't know. It was
very negative for you.
It was very experimental. It was very experimental, and it was way different. So I would say check out the Hunting Party if you haven't, champ, because it's not the Linkin Park you're going to be expecting. But I don't know if it's good or bad.
That'll be number 71 on my gotta listen to list.
Honestly, you can skip it, to be honest. You might listen.
And I'm not even trying to be a hater on them, because like I do think that they were better than a lot of other bands that were like, when they were getting big, that were starting to cross over into the mainstream. Like I do think that they did that better than other bands. But like if you're going to compare them to bands that are not trying to stay like relatively famous in the mainstream music scene, like there's so many bands that were just like so much better than them. Like Slipknot was better than them, like I liked Slipknot a lot better than Linkin Park, and they were like kind of doing the same thing, crossing over to mainstream at the same time, like kind of having like a metal / new metal vibe or whatever. And like I don't know, man.
See, the cool thing about the first two albums, Hybrid Theory was innovative and new and fresh and was really good. Meteora, they reinvented themselves to the sound that we hear today. Because the sound that they're copying formulaically is what they did in Meteora, for sure, in my opinion. It just sounds like it sounds like watered down Meteora songs,
But
or just
Meteora to me sounds like Hybrid Theory, just like mainlined more, like a more streamlined sound.
Yeah. They lost the aggression in Meteora. Like the aggression just went down a little bit. I remember there was one song they released after that was so hyped up for it. It just sounds like a long intro. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. There's a song. It's just like they're playing. It's just like one note the entire time. You're like, oh my God, it's so hype. It's going to go into this amazing song. And it stays like that and it just ends.
That reminds me of the first Last Rockstars song.
Waiting for something cool to happen, just doesn't.
That's the worst feeling, man. That's every Taylor Swift song for me right there.
It's like that hey kids, rock and roll, rock on. Like that song sounds like an intro for something really cool, and it just never happens.
Yes.
It's an old
Did-
fucking song, dude.
Wait, didn't the
It's an
you remember
old
the
song.
band called the Yeah Yeahs that did that too? Where
Yeah.
they did like the
Yeah,
one note.
yeah, yes.
there's three.
I like
Wait.
it,
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Wait. Oh, it's Maps. It's called Maps. That's what it was.
Oh
it was
my
like
gosh, yeah,
one
wasn't that
note
on
the
Guitar
entire
Hero?
song.
Why was that song on Guitar Hero? Or was it
Right?
Rock Band?
Right? When you were just going duh, 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 the whole time. Yeah, that's funny.
Yes. They're a one-hit wonder, right? 93 million views though for that song. Holy shit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm looking for some risk taking nowadays. I want to hear some risk taking, and I
There's
don't
too
want
much
it to
risk
be-
taking. What are you talking about?
I want to hear some risk taking in the mainstream. You know, I don't know, but that's not gonna happen. I think I'm asking for too much.
I think mainstream's
Excuse me.
done. I don't think there's no such thing as mainstream anymore. It's just like either have a group or an artist where everybody's just overly obsessed with, and that's your mainstream now.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that. I like that song.
Maps. It was really popular, man. That was a huge.
It's not about the
song.
guitar. It's about the fucking vocals, dude.
The vocals are great. Easiest song to play on guitar though.
Let me love you like you. Yeah, it's a very simple melody.
Oh, it's that song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool song, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's gonna
Yeah,
be
it's
annoying because if you
Yeah,
use
yeah.
that note in one of your videos, like you get copyrighted right away because it just starts off that.
Dude,
good too, man.
Gnome
They got
Cyan. Right on.
They do
Like
have
if
some
the
pretty
first
badass
half
songs.
of Phil Collins in the air tonight was the whole song and you never get the drum drop.
Oh my god, that would be so terrible. Like that would really hurt me. in
Guys,
my
I don't think
soul,
I've ever seen a music video to this song ever for that map song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, wow, there's a whole like music video to this song. I just remember hearing it.
Tenor was a guitar player.
I don't think I've seen the music video for most things that have like 93 million views.
See, just
You
as
know?
no.
Yeah, me either, honestly.
What year
I've,
was that?
I've heard him 19,000 times on the radio. I don't need to watch the music video.
Alan, what year did that music video drop?
Well, it says
15
15
years
years,
ago, man.
ago, but
2008.
it was earlier
Holy.
than that. It came out because that's when YouTube just started. That's when Vivo put up all the videos.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's way earlier than that.
Oh, 09?
It had
I don't know if it
19
was
in the
much
90s.
earlier.
Oh,
No,
not,
no,
well,
no, no.
YouTube started in 06. So
Yeah, but Vivo didn't post until 08.
It was 2003 that they put it in.
that song?
That song was released in 2003. Yeah,
Okay, that makes
Holy
sense. Yeah,
crap.
Wow.
it's fucking old, dude.
21 years. It's wild.
She looks good though in this video. Oh wait. It's not current.
Just that note over and over and over again.
That's
Genius.
right.
Genius.
That's funny.
Hey, that's how I wrote Phoenix.
It's not just one fucking note.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Years.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, that's the problem. You know what I mean? No, explain it to me.
I know what you
Tell
mean.
me it's one note. It's not
They
one
do
note.
that.
It's 70% of the song.
Yeah, a good.
There's at least 3 notes in there.
There's at least 3 notes. All right.
I mean
We're gonna
that's
give them
impressive.
3.
Instead of 3 chords, we're gonna do 3 notes.
If you can make listen,
There's
if you
so
can
much worse
make a
songs than
whole
that
song out of 3 notes, I mean that's a talent in its own, right? Like that's
it is. It is.
I can't do that.
There's tons of songs with only 3 notes. I mean, most songs never have more than 7 notes total.
Well,
Oh, you're talking about the note itself. I think we're talking about like the using of the notes.
Wasn't there a song out there where they just it's Jack Black, right? He does not Jack Black. I think I'm mixing up people. Somebody did a song where they're just playing the same note and they just bend it up and down. Like I guess you're technically going to different notes at a point.
That
and then
does
they
sound
just
like
don't
Jack
leave
Black.
It does sound like Jack Black, and then that's like the whole song.
CK says Weird Al did a song with 3 notes and called it "This Song Is 3 Notes Long," which I don't know that Weird Al song. Which I thought I knew all of his music.
All right, guys, this has been fun. See y'all
Yep.
next week. We'll figure out a steady thing what we're gonna do. I don't even know what time.
No, we won't. Get
We
out
probably
of
won't.
the way.
But what we will do is we'll tell you the day before we stream next time, so you guys know when it's gonna happen.
It's gonna be on Monday. We know that for sure.
Monday.
Between 7 and 8 Mountain Standard Time.
Or it just won't happen at all.
It'll be
no, it'll happen.
2024,
We're gonna be
maybe.
better about this. It'll happen. No, Champ's looking at me like I don't.
Well, maybe Champ won't be here.
I've been
maybe
talking
Champ
about
won't be
it.
here.
I've been talking about it the whole time. I don't trust society anymore. I think everybody's phony and lying. I don't even trust myself when I say we're gonna be here next week. So
I trust myself. I will be here next week.
all right, take Alan's word for it. Don't listen to me.
Well, we don't know if Champ will be here, but we'll see y'all next week. See you.
Okay. See you guys.
Bye.
Hello?
Yeah.